Hello! This is our review of the Alpkit Jaran 3 tent.
Given the choice, it's always better to take the slow road home.
Which is marketed by Alpkit as a 3-person, 3-season, lightweight, stable backpacking tent. And it certainly is very light, and it's easily backpackable. Okay, on the scales, let's just see what it's coming in at. Okay, on the scales we can see, there it is, that's 2.55 kilos. Okay, and that 2.55 kilos, that is complete. There's no extras in here. Poles. So let's get the thing set up. Pole first of all spring loaded, very lightweight poles here. And it all clips together really easy. These little plastic housing units here, there is only one way, you can't get these mixed up. Really easy on this thing here. Okay. As with any of these spring-loaded tents and the system of the pegs here, it is important you don't just flick them and throw them about. They do need a bit of care, especially on these lightweight tents that can be a lot more fragile. So that there is, as you can see, the H frame for the tent, for the poles rather. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is set up the inner tent. Now with this tent, this is a inner first pitching. Okay, so now on this tent, we're just going to open this up like this. Now on these poles here, if you just come over here, this little plastic thing here, okay, you can see there's this extra little nobule thing here. Okay, that has to go on the down side. So with that, we're just going to turn that over. So they are now both, one here and this one over here, they're both facing down. Okay, so that's going to go just like that. And we just pop the corners into, on the corners here, you've got this plastic housing, and on here, this ball end just pops in there. It's really, really easy. But we're going to do exactly the same over on this side. Pops in there again. That's that one. And we've got one more. Which is this one over here. Once we've done that, we can then come up here to the ends. That locks in there. So it's starting to take a little bit of shape already. What you've got now on this tent, you've got all of these simple little hooks. Okay, they just simply hook over like this. Yeah, and we're going to go around and just hook each of these on. So I'm just going to swing these over this side. Really quick and simple. And you can see this is going together really quickly. Two on the top. Okay, The reason, if you remember earlier, I said that on the pole system where they're connected, there's this extra little hooky thing. Okay, and I said this has to go down. This is why. You've also got this extra attachment here. That hooks on there like so. If you'd had this clear plastic thing with the hook pointing up, you'd realise at this stage that you've got it in the wrong area. You'd have to turn it all around. There's two of those, one just there and one over this side. Okay, they are now on. At this stage, you can move your tent and position it exactly where you want it. It's like Alpkit market this tent that it is a inner first tent. Okay, the pros and cons of that, as we all know. The biggest downside, of course, is if it's raining, you put your tent up inner first, your inner tent is going to get wet. That is a big drawback of it. The benefit, of course, is in a hot environment like this, you can use the tent like this. And if you have a look at this, you can actually see most of this inner tent is mesh. So you're going to be very, very cool, and it's going to keep all of the creepy crawlies and the bugs off you on the inside. What we're going to do now is we're going to pop the footprint on. Okay, on the footprints you can see on the corners here some areas are blue, and over here you've got two that are black. Okay, one and a black one. On the tent itself, again you've got blue and black, so just match them up. Really simple. So I'm just going to pull this through here like this. That's going to match up with the blue one. This corner is going to match up with the blue one. And we're going to pull this through here. That's black on black. Okay, and there's a bit of a breeze getting up at the moment, so I'm just going to peg this down a little bit just to stop it blowing away. So this should be black webbing, it is. So that's just going to go in as well, just to keep it tidy for the moment. And then this should be a blue one. Yeah, there you go. That's blue. So that's all working quite nicely in there. Okay, that's the inner tent up, the footprint underneath. Let's throw the main fly sheet over now. And again, what you've got on here, you've got those same colour coordinated sections, because there are right and wrong ways of putting this together. Got a blue tab here, so if you're looking for the other blue one, and the other blue line is just here, two of those. So these are going to click into the same two blue lines that we've got on the deck down there. So pull that over, this is going straight over the top. What you got here now is on the bottom of, this is the fly sheet, see the little hook on here? Well, that, so this clicks straight down onto the end of here, like so. It's really, really simple. Throw that over. You've got the same little hook That's going to pull straight down, just clicks on and swivels. On this side, again, it's black webbing, attaches to the black webbing. It's exactly the same, just pulls down and clicks on. Pulls down like so. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the two lines here and we're going to pull these down and just push that into the ground like so. Okay, and then really it's just really a case of going around and attaching everything in its place. So. So, where the two hoops come over this way, you can see where this line comes. These are going to just pull straight out in this direction. So, pop one in here. And go around the other side. So now that those got those guy lines out, we're just going to go around and tidy this up to get the fly sheet as taut as possible. Okay, so that is the tent erected. Can be a bit fiddly, as you saw. We've only used the tent 2 or 3 times, so with more practice you can probably get it up a lot quicker than I just did it there. Let's have a look inside the tent. The tent itself. See the same mesh door. This comes back again. Okay, so that's that. There's a small vestibule here for maybe putting your boots or your wet waterproofs or whatever inside the tent. Okay, inside. There's plenty of space inside here. We bought this tent as a 2-man tent, and I'm 5'10", and you can see plenty of space like this. Really is huge. Around the tent on the inside you've got lots and lots of these mesh pockets. Got a big one here, a smaller one next to it. Okay, coming around this way we've got exactly the same door here, another mesh door that comes back, so you've got 2 entrances, which is quite nice. Another little mesh pocket here, big mesh pocket, little mesh pocket. There's a few little hooks, got one here, another one back here. A couple of things about the tent then. First of all, you can see that the outer fly doesn't come all the way down to the ground. Quite a big gap here. This, in my opinion, is good and bad. Okay, good thing is you're going to get lots of ventilation coming up through here, which is obviously a good thing. Talking about ventilation, you've got the air coming in there. On the top here, you've got this little area here, so this can pop down, and there's this little velcroed rod here that's just going to help keep this open to get a bit of through ventilation coming through whilst still shedding any water. Around the other side, you've got exactly the same thing over here. A little rod, bit of velcro, just to help keep it hot. Okay. One of the things I don't like about the tent is the footprint. I think is a little bit too big. So any rain that's going to come down here, it's going to hit this, and then if it's on here, it's going to risk going inside your tent. If it was a little bit shorter, that would prevent that. Overall, the tent itself, the fabric, it's just basic ripstop nylon, nothing fancy about it. Very lightweight, very thin. The footprint, again, that's very lightweight. Because the inner of the inner tent, the floor, is very thin, I would recommend using this footprint as well, because you do want a bit of protection on there. The guy lines, just a standard toggle on here. The pegs, again, very simple, very common, nothing fancy about it. That is it, really. In conclusion, what do I think? Well, it's not bad. Okay, I certainly would not recommend it or use it in an extreme condition, in the mountains, in any exposed environments. And everything about the tent, it's just lightweight and a little bit on the flimsy side. It's things like you can't seem to get anything terribly taut. The footprint doesn't fit very well, overlaps, and nothing oozes quality. Coming around this side, the means of keeping this open, you're not going to get a lot of ventilation coming through a small opening like that. The protection for the zippers, can you come around this way just to zoom in on this? The protection for the zippers here, I mean, any light bit of wind and that is not going to stay closed at all. Can't say I'm particularly impressed with that. The vestibule on the side here, it's probably big enough to put a couple of pairs of boots, and that's it. But it is marketed as a lightweight backpacking tent, so I guess you can't have everything. Bottom line, a little bit flimsy, but then again, it's not a super expensive tent. So there you go. That's my honest conclusion of the Alpkit Jaran 3. Thanks for watching. See you again.